I wanna start from the top. Maybe like a...
Ooh, Modern Baseball. Now that is a classic band.
No monumental moment ever came from saying,
Come on, dude, just take one more shot.
Try to forget.
Now for some, the songs might sound a little bit mopey, but the lyrics are endearing and the songs sound crisp as hell. Thinking way too much. Oh, looks like the song's finished. That means it's time for me to go for a wee.
Hello.
Why are you in my toilet?
Listen, mate, I ain't got much time, so I'll cut to the chase. I found one of the most rotten records you can think of. Well, actually, it's a tape, but it's a tape so bad and so rotten that even the band themselves are ashamed of it.
Okay.
It's an embarrassment, but I found it hidden in the sewers. But listen, mate, they're onto me. I need to give them the shake, so I need you to look after it just for a little while for me.
What am I supposed to do with this?
You need to let the world know. Spread the secret around. Anyway, I best be off.
Okay. I wish that guy would leave me be. Let's listen to this
Mum Jeans tape.
shall we?
I wanna start from the top.
Oh, whoops. Let me just stop that Modern Baseball redo song real quick.
She said it's not my fault that it all fell down.
Wait a minute.
You used to paint me pictures and now you only paint my wall. I'm worried that I started something.
No. Surely not.
Try to forget that your bones will dismantle.
I suggest we let things rest. So I come down on
They're the same, but different. What's going on here then? Let's have a closer look, shall we?
Hey everyone, it's me, in editing mode. I didn't realise this when filming, but I've really fucked up the green screen on this one. I'm casting a big shadow. Oh no, this looks fucking terrible. As a result, the green screen looks all fucking weird. I'm sure there is a way that you can fix it, but I don't know what that is. I've come up with a solution, and it's called just ignoring it, and just pretend it's not there, and yeah, let's move on.
So Mum Jeans are this emo DIY band from California. And depending on who you ask, you might hear some varied opinions on them. Some might think that these guys are God's gift to Earth, the heroes of the DIY scene that rose to the top while writing genuine and fun emo poppy songs. Others think they're Satan shit come to life, here to water down this niche genre with basic lyrics and corny writing. It seems for every die-hard fan there's someone who absolutely despises them. And I can kind of see both points. They ride a fine line between self-aware goofiness and obnoxious frat boys. Then of course there's normal people who don't listen to them at all and are just wondering why a band would name themselves Mum Jeans. Most people probably know Mum Jeans for their 2016 album, Best Buds. They do have some more tunes after this one and a whole other album, but they haven't really resonated as well as Best Buds did. Even now when people are talking about them, it's usually referencing Best Buds. And to be fair, it's for good reason, it's easily their best project. Like, if you look on Spotify, all of their top 10 is Best Buds but one song. However, if you don't like this new wave of emo that's cropped up, this is not going to be the band that changes your mind. One of the biggest criticisms you see of this new wave of emo is how every band sounds the same and they've all even got similar names and song topics. And there's a lot of complaints about the songs getting simpler and more on the nose. The subtlety of those old school emo records is just out the window. As well as some of the kind of technical ability that you saw in these earlier records. So then this band called fucking Mum Jeans comes along, with song titles like Sobs Quietly, Edward 40 Hands, and fucking Vape Nation. You can see why people wouldn't take them too seriously. These guys wear all the cliches of the genre like a badge of honour. It seems like they are just a bunch of guys making music and having fun while doing it. And I do like a lot of the songs on this album, but I do think they are a little bit outclassed in their own genre. Like, I feel like Modern Baseball are also quite on the nose, but they're a lot more sincere in their songwriting and their lyrics. The front bombs might seem quite simple at first with their straightforward topics and direct lyrics, but as you listen to the albums you realise they're a lot denser than probably what you first thought. Both of these guys cover the same sort of ground that Mum Jeans does, like similar song topics, similar sort of song structure even, but I feel like these two just stand out a lot more. And just have more depth to them and are just more exciting to listen to in my opinion. I don't hate them or anything. I actually think the album's a lot of fun. Eric Butler has quite a distinct vocal style, and the lyrics on this thing are ridiculous.
I think it's about time that I warned you I might cry in front of you.
But in a way where it seems like the band isn't taking themselves too seriously. They're good songs to sing while you're drunk. I most lean on Edward 40 Hands or the Scott Pilgrim song, Scott Pilgrim vs. My GPA, I think it's called. They're my go-to tracks, and as long as Death Cut, that's pretty good as well. But what if you're a Mum Jeans fan and you want more? You look through their back catalogue and it doesn't seem like there's too much before Best Buds. So you look online and you hear about a strange mixtape. It goes by many names. But for the sake of clarity, I'm going to call it the 2014 Spring Demo. If we're getting technical, there's actually multiple demos and mixtapes and whatnot. And I think technically the one I'm talking about today is called Self-Titled, or it's called Spring Demo. I'm not entirely sure, there's a lot of false information out there, but we'll just go with Spring Demo, why not? And for a while, this was incredibly hard to get hold of. Mum Jeans basically scrubbed the entire internet of this tape. You couldn't find it anywhere, they just removed it. So only a few people who would have downloaded the album back in 2014 had a hold of it. But the band made it clear that they didn't want this thing online. And seeing as most of the people who downloaded that tape originally were probably big fans of Mum Jeans, for a while it seems like they respected it. But as we all know, you can't remove something from the internet, it'll eventually find its way back on there. The version I listened to was on YouTube, it was uploaded about 2018, but copies might have been up earlier, I'm not entirely sure. There's a lot of stuff on Reddit about it, people were really wanting to listen to this tape for a while. So what secrets does this demo hold? Why were the band so insistent that it stay hidden? These guys unironically released a song called Pickle Bart, so surely nothing that embarrassing could be on there if they've released that. Maybe I shouldn't listen. After all, the band said they didn't want it online. It'd be wrong to listen. It'd be wrong. Oh, but the temptation, it's just too much. I'm going in. Yes, sir, I listened to it. And oh boy, is it a riot. Let's just cut straight to the point. All of the tracks here are just complete rip-offs of Modern Baseball songs and Front Bottom songs. And I don't mean they sound kind of similar, they are just straight up copies and reworks. Down to the structure, the rhythm, the chords, the melodies, the delivery, and even sometimes just straight up the lyrics are just lifted over and just put in the songs.
Home alone on Friday night, no better time for exercise.
I'm home alone on Friday night. Don't feel like going out, but I still might.
It's an outrage. Or is it? Brand from Modern Baseball? That's fucking ridiculous, that's not their name. What am I saying? Brent from Modern Baseball even tweeted about this, but the tweet has now been deleted. There's some copies floating around there. Apparently Mum Jeans reached out and apologised for this tape, and Brent seemed happy with the explanation, so who are we to judge? I'm not looking to cancel Mum Jeans or anything like that. They were clearly young college kids just fucking around, and they genuinely do seem quite ashamed of this record. Like, there's no mention of this by the band at all. Plus, like I said, everyone that's ever spoken out about it seems to have got a reasonable explanation back from the band, so I don't want to hark on them too much. I do think it's kind of funny though. Also, information on this fucking album is hard to come across, so hopefully this video will serve some purpose to be kind of informative, or maybe just a fun look at this little weird little thing in Mum Jeans' discography. And hey, I think it'll be fun to talk about the original songs as well. Let's see what they copied, what they changed, and how it goes back to that original Best Buds album. Maybe I'm just a dick, I don't know. I just want to talk about this album. Let's do it! The first track is a complete rework of Modern Baseball's Redo, setting the stage for the album quite brilliantly. I guess a demo, it's not an album. Redo's a great little track. It's the opener to Modern Baseball's Sports being their first album, and we're introduced to Bren's writing style and singing voice. The first thing you might notice is that Bren's singing voice is quite nasally and whiny, I guess, which might be off-putting at first, but I've come to absolutely adore it.
I want a complete redo, maybe change my name.
It's probably time to admit that I'm a huge Modern Baseball stan. They're easily my favourite band from this sort of new wave of emo punk DIY. I'm not getting into genres, we're just gonna call it all emo. You're just gonna have to live with that. You're just gonna have to live with that. So yeah, I love Bren's vocal style, I think it's great, and I will not hear any slander about it. Anyway, so the song's about just not quite enjoying life at the moment. Bren sings about wanting to have another go at life, a redo.
I want a complete redo.
They're dissatisfied with their current situation, and the lyrics jump her out showing their erratic thoughts.
Unrequited love for life. Let's surely hope that I'm thinking way too much and
Like, surely life is more than just drinking and getting drunk with your friends and watching movies.
we're pissing away our time, 'cause we're pissing away these beers. The monumental moment never came the same. Come on, dude, just take one more shot.
Good little tune. So the Mum Jeans version is basically the same song, but the lyrics have all been reworked. I guess just new lyrics entirely might be a better term. So let's give it a listen for a second.
Used to count the times that I've woken up past 10. I told myself what's done is done, but I know I'm drinking next week again.
Mum Jeans decided to paint a picture of a failed relationship and getting drunk. An absolute staple of the Mum Jeans discography. Even today, this hasn't really changed. God bless you, boys. It's interesting going back and seeing how the song is pretty similar to something like Edward 40 Hands, at least with the sort of lyrics, what it's about. There's lots of talk about both parties being pretty shitty people, but also being the only ones for one another, which is basically what Edward 40 Hands is getting at. Now it's become clear why this record has come to be. Mum Jeans are using these modern baseball and front bottom songs as kind of a blueprint, I guess, to make their own songs. We also get what I like to call our first taste of Eric Butler's Oi!
I suggest we let things rest.
I feel like this dude has the most distinctive oi I've ever heard in my life, and I think he knows it. Like, there's so much emphasis on it. It's incredible. I love it. Here's a collection of him saying oi!
But I miss you. I sleep well alone now. I don't mind that you lie sometimes, because I lie too. Yes, I'm just like you. And I don't mind, I'm dying when I'm not scared of dying. I'm just overwhelmed. I think it's about time that I warned you I might cry in front of you.
I feel like a lot of hooks and just verses are just like, I was going to do this, but then I did that. Like, that's every Mum Jeans song. I love it. Even back then, we get a little bit of the oi. This point is really weird, and I feel like we've stayed on it long enough, so let's just move on. One last thing about this is that the ending of Redo has this kind of double-layered vocal thing going on towards the end. You can hear Brand giving their final thoughts over the hook, and I guess the Mum Jeans guys didn't really know how to do this effect, or maybe they just couldn't, maybe just didn't have the technology to do such a thing.
I
Yeah, but this sounds like shit. Take off the internet. The next song is a copy of Hours Outside in the Snow, also by Modern Baseball, and also penned by Brand. This song's about a girl.
I spent all of Christmas Eve fake angry at you for who knows what now or then.
So it's a good thing I love this shit. We get another great hook from the Mobo team.
You might run, but I won't hide, shedding ounce of light on my half-hopeless life.
We also get some nice imagery of after being stuck in the cold, they're struggling to sleep, and their jeans didn't do anything to stop them from the cold. Oh, jeans, interesting. However, a rewrite of the song, what direction will Mum Jeans take it in? What new topics will we explore? None really, it's about a girl!
I spend my weekend on the floor, the blinds closed, shut the door.
A slightly different angle though, this one's more about being alone. The intro is about just sitting at home binging TV, and I think we've all been there when we've been sad, or even if we're just like not up to much. But yeah, for the most part, it's just a worse version of Outside in the Snow.
So mark my words, it'll really hurt.
Like, to be honest, a cover would probably be better. Eric and Brand both have quite distinctive vocal styles, but in different directions. Brand is much higher and a bit more nasally, and Eric is much lower with some odd twangs in his voice here and there. But maybe this song led to the creation of Scott Pilgrim vs. My GPA?
Pick up the kitchen, clean my bedroom. There's lots more space without you and your pictures of your high school glory days. Don't go back to our old place, it's probably locked up anyway. I bet it still looks the same as when I ran away that day.
Like, That song is so far removed from Modern Baseball with his saxophone and that fantastic outro. Now it's pretty cool to see them lazily copying Modern Baseball and then going on to make something like that. I sleep well alone now. Like both of the songs are pretty similar in themes.
Both about a girl, sad about the girl.
Also, I feel like this song uses the same chords, or maybe near enough the same chords, as Girl Scout cookies. It's definitely different from the Modern Baseball song. It's definitely got some sort of higher tuning or something like that. And that generally seems across the board on this. Like, they're definitely using those traditional kind of like twangy chords. You know, maybe. I'm not too sure. Just maybe. It sounds similar. It sounds similar. That's all I'm going to say. And like I said, not all of these are Modern Baseball copies. This one copies the front bottoms. Now I do like the front bottoms, but I don't stand them quite as hard as Modern Baseball, I'm going to be honest. I'm just going to have to be honest for everyone in the room. So, funny you should ask, this song is a little bit weird. On Genius, a very reputable source, this song's about a fight I got in and I got thrown over a wall and broke both my arms.
The good thing about this cast is I can still hold a knife.
Alright, I guess it's not about a girl. So Brian Stella has this very unique singing voice. I feel like I'm saying that a lot. He's got a very unique singing voice. Then just stay with me. So Brian Stella has this certain delivery that I feel it would be quite hard to copy, as well as a kind of different writing style that I'd also think is quite hard to copy.
Love is simple, just like mud. If you play the dirt, then I'll play the water. All we gotta do is touch.
I'm gonna describe it as like smart dumb. I can never really tell if I'm listening to some like multi-level genius lyricism or just some like fucking bollocks.
1, 2, 3, everyone say cheese. Thought you got the best of me, turns out it was a video. Me and my best friend, me and my cousins, sitting there smiling, turns out it was a video.
So maybe like the photo represents a small fragment of time he thought this person would spend. Because you put on a smile in the video, and that would be not one video. A photo, you've got to realise because there's two photos in the photo compared to a video. Maybe it was just a video instead of a photo. Anyway, the Mum Jeans version is about a girl.
Worst part of being lonely is trying to fall asleep because you crawled under my skin just like I crawled under your sheets.
Yeah, this one's weird because I just don't think they can pull off that kind of front bottoms thing, especially with these sorts of lyrics.
Cause I was young, I thought I didn't have to care about anything, but I'm older now and know that I should.
Well, now my life is took a beating cause I'm staring at your ceiling and I'm running out of reasons to stay.
It's nothing interesting even to relate back to like the later stuff. It's just a very bad attempt at a front bottom song. It's like the front bottoms lyrics they're very particular. Like on paper they're fucking goofy as shit, but somehow the way that Brian delivers them gives it this whole other dynamic. He delivers it in this very kind of sarcastic, kind of wimpy way, a little bit of a whining in there as well, you know, thrown in for good measure. I don't really understand why they chose to copy front bottoms, and there's a lot of bands that copy the front bottoms, and I don't understand why. Like, point is, I feel like Modern Baseball and Mum Jeans have a bit more crossover to them, and Modern Baseball songs have a really nice structure, so replacing the lyrics to be specifically about your breakup songs and their breakup songs isn't too bad of an idea. But the front bottoms? I don't know if that works, just because the songs are built around a very particular topic. There's still a lot of songs about girls, but it's about very, very particular circumstances with girls. Subjects that are personal to the band themselves, so it's kind of an odd thing to copy, right? So yeah, the front bottoms rip-offs on this thing sound really bad.
It's late night, you call me to tell me you're sorry. It's getting kind of hard to believe that you're sorry. Cause if you were sorry, it wouldn't make me think that you love me every single fucking time.
Okay, I'm glad I got that on my system. I'm sorry I bloated out the video. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get better, I promise. I promise. What's better than copying one Modern Baseball song?
How about 2 Modern Baseball songs?
This song's called Broken Cash Machine.
At this point, we're treating Modern Baseball like a Lego set. We're just ignoring the instructions and just building our own little abominations. However, to give it some praise, they do sound a lot more unique. This time we're copying Jake, he's the other singer in Modern Baseball. And this time we're going to their second album. And the first song we're looking at is Broken Cash Machine. Shorter song, but still a good song. And I might be slightly wrong, but I'm pretty sure these two albums came out at very similar times. I'll double fact check that and put it on the screen now. Broken Cash Machine is pretty great. It's about 2 minutes long, just under 2 minutes. This one's not actually about a girl. This one's about an actual broken cash machine that Jake can't get to, so he wants to take money out to buy a donut.
I'm joking, you donut! This song's about a girl!
Home alone on Friday night, no better time for exercise, and wishing you were still my girlfriend.
Not to harp on about this song too much, but this second Modern Baseball album was a real growing moment for the band. And this song is a great example. I think Jake in particular has quite a knack for establishing a mood in a song, with just a few careful words and a certain delivery. I like the way he enunciates different syllables.
Trying not to say words out loud, wondering if I'm talking too loud.
And the hook here is just as earwormy as the stuff on the first album.
Oh, why did I do that? Why does everything collapse, even when it's glued together?
But this time I really like the hook. The second time it comes around, we change 2 words and it gives it this completely different feel and meaning.
Hey, why did I do that? I make everything collapse, even when it's glued together.
And this all builds up until the end we get a third iteration, which is like an explosion of anger.
Fuck you, why did I do that? It's your fault I can't relax. Nothing's changing while I'm sitting here with both hands glued together.
And then the song just ends. Brilliant, perfect. Don't need any more, don't need to go crazy. Certainly don't need to add another song at the end of it. It's going to be hard in this next one because we're talking about a song that I absolutely love.
We get to talk about It's Cold Out Here!
Cramming how much I love this song is going to be fucking impossible, so I'm going to try and keep it brief. So this is an older song from a split EP with Marietta. Oh god, how do I pronounce that? Ooh, Marietta. Anyway, a split EP, 2 songs each. It got reworked into a song called Phone Tag, which you might recognise. They reworked the song because they didn't like the use of the word bitch in It's Cold Out Here. And personally, I prefer the original version. Mostly because Phone Tag is this kind of acoustic version, which is still pretty good, but like, oh fucking hell, I haven't even spoke about the song yet. Right, stay focused. Right, we've got 3 minutes and we've got this incredibly tight song. It's about a girl, of course it is. This is pre-sport we're talking. They're still very much in girl territory. We get this pre-explosive opener.
Don't call me now, I am in bed. I've sacrificed all chances for street cred. As a result of this again here, the same bedtime for 13 years.
Right, the song transitions to this kind of slower delivery about how Jake is sneaking out the house. I love the bit of him thinking about a story to tell his parents, and then we hear this little ad-lib from Bren.
There's the gaps in my story for tomorrow morning of why I was up at this hour.
Yeah, homie. Then we explode into like this. Goodbye was not an option. It's so good. It's so good. Then we get this nice little solo break. Just slow it all down, and then we get the breakdown of the song. Oh, it's beautiful.
I told you I loved you just outside your mom's place. You laughed and you felt bad as we sat there red-faced. I felt like a bitch, so I told you to get out. But I guess Bren was right, babe, 'cause who's laughing now?
And then it builds and builds and builds until Marietta show up. They're in there too. They're all the gangs here, and they're just belting out the song. It sounds great.
Laughed and you felt bad as we sat there red-faced. I felt like a bitch, so I told you to get out. But I guess Bren was right, babe, 'cause who's laughing now?
Even though it's kind of goofy, it's kind of cheesy, I love it. Despite being one of their really early songs, I think this is just screams Modern Baseball for me. It kind of reminds me of Mum Jeans as well, bearing how stupid fucking cheesy bullshit is kind of their thing on Best Buds. It's a shame about the whole bitch thing, but it is one of their earliest songs, and maybe it just makes Jake cringe because he's kind of developed into a very different songwriter. That's okay, that's okay. You can be embarrassed by your earlier songs. Anyway, yes, Mum Jeans. So this song, Workaholics, is the entirety of Broken Cash Machine, and intact at the end is the ending of It's Cold Out Here. The Mum Jeans version is also about a girl, which also talks about being drunk and hungover. Yep, New Graham stepping in here.
I'm home alone on Friday night. Don't feel like going out, but I still might. But then again, is waiting in the cold the way I wanna spend my night.
Straight away, the first verse is an absolute travesty. The first line is just ripped straight from Broken Cash Machine. It says he's home alone, but then he says he's walking out in the cold at night, and then he talks about how all his friends are at the frat house, and then he sort of says that he's at the frat house because he doesn't want to be at home, but he was at home at the beginning of the verse. Is this like a whole story? I don't understand. It's crazy. Maybe this is some ultra level songwriting that I just don't understand. Like, he lives in this twisted fantasy where everything he wishes for, he gets there, but there's some sort of monkey paw style twist on it, which makes him wish to be somewhere else until he loops back to being the place he was originally. Brilliant, brilliant. Best song I've ever heard. I don't know what it is though, but it is something about the style of the song that does set it apart from the modern baseball version.
I lost my nerve and my patience and all this time.
It's definitely built upon that song, but it also kind of sounds unique. I'm not quite sure what it is. Maybe it's the meteor verses, I'm not sure. Anyway, once the Broken Cash Machine portion's finished, then we get into the It's Cold Out Here ending. I'd rather you just didn't copy It's Cold Out Here, it's kind of sacrilegious, but whatever, here we are.
I walked you home, you don't really remember. I gave you my code and you gave me your number. I can't make you wake up and see what you're missing. I can't get you back if you're too fucked to listen.
The delivery's all off and the lyrics are kind of strange. Like, he wants to win this girl back, but she's drunk or high or whatever. It's a weird thing to be belting out, like, you know, it doesn't quite have the same oomph as It's Cold Out Here has. Also, the build-up's all wrong, it's very jarring when we suddenly get the backing vocalists.
I can't get you back if you're too fucked to listen.
I want you home, you don't really remember.
I've seen a lot of people posting that we have modern baseball at home meme and then using this album, and I feel like this song is the epitome of that. It really has a fake Coke vibe, you know. It's really gross and disgusting, but it does kind of remind you of Coke, so like, Also, fun fact, they did another EP and they copied It's Cold Out Here again.
I told you I loved you right out on the street. Felt the heat on my face as you stared at your feet.
There are now 4 versions of this song spread across 2 bands of the same specific bit. That's the only bit that changes. So you got the original, you got Modern Baseball's rework, you've got the first Mum Jeans copy, and then you got the second Mum Jeans copy. Leave the song alone, I beg you. Please, please.
I told you I loved you just outside your mom's place. But now you're in New York and I'm pushing 20.
I can't make you wake up and see what you're missing. I poured out my heart while you poured out your drink.
Yeah, anyway, we're back in Front Bottoms territory now with this next one. It's really apparent on this song. I'm pretty sure this song is a copy of Maps, but it also kind of sounds like Twin Size Mattress, but also Maps and Twin Size Mattress also just kind of sound similar anyway, so maybe it's just me.
I used to love the taste, I would do anything for it. Now I would do anything to get the taste out of my mouth. And
I'm sitting uncomfortable cause last year's shorts are now too small. It's thanks to all the weight I gained while off at college.
I like the line about Instagram. That's kind of cool.
And you say you're happy, but you only smile in your Instagrams. It'll take much more than a filter to fool me.
But that's all the praise I got for this one. Eric is really trying to hit those like twangy moments from Maps, but it's just not happening. Maps is a song about a girl, and again, I don't want to make anyone mad. I'm just not the biggest Front Bottoms fan. I do like him a lot. Just not as much as Modern Baseball. I could talk about his colour here for hours. Maps? I find it funny because everyone in the comments is trying to figure out which song this one copies. Everyone's just throwing out the most random shit. Someone said It's Cold Out Here again. Fuck me, they can't copy it again. It kind of makes me sad because do you guys really think all these songs sound the same? I guess every emo song is about a girl, so I can't be too mad at you guys. I forgive you. People seem to really like this one. I don't get it at all. I guess it's the best Front Bottoms copy on the album. Demo. It's a demo, Joe. It's a demo. Someone even said this is in their top 5 Mum Jeans songs. Like, that's just offensive. Just listen to the Front Bottoms. Just listen to Front Bottoms. They've got loads of songs like this. They're a real band. You don't need to listen to the fake one. The ending has kind of a little funky little moment, kind of like that. That's pretty cool. However, is it original? Is it a copy of the song? I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to lean towards it's probably copied from something, so I can't give it too much credit.
Just I'm sorry, did you hear him? He's being so rude.
And last but not least, we have a copy of Redone by Modern Baseball. I guess if you're going to copy Redo, you might as well copy Redone. Redone isn't necessarily a sequel to Redo. I guess it's more of like a sister song. That's the way I see it. The song's pretty interesting. It's actually from the perspective of a girl.
Forget all those lines where you mention my smile. You got a lot of nerve complimenting me through choruses and rhymes.
It's interesting to see Brent writing from the other side of this relationship. We even referenced the locked text that I mentioned in It's Cold Out. Hours Outside in the Cold. And as well, at least from my interpretation, this song swings back into happiness. So that's pretty cool. We get lines like, and we got calloused hands, but these arms aren't tired, at least not yet. I know that's not how the tune goes, but... Also the idea that Brent is criticising themselves by writing from the perspective of the girl that they've been pining over. I think that's pretty brilliant.
But now we're down to brass tacks, and we both know it. The odds are in my favor, though you won't show it.
It is a weird one to cover though, because this song specifically references a lot of stuff that is in sports, so are they going to do the same, referencing stuff from earlier in the demo? Well, no.
I took the time to listen to all your stories, and after all this time, you still think I'm boring.
The Mum Jeans song is pretty familiar ground at this point. More breakup woes and whatnot. I can't really criticise them too much for this because, you know, we're in the emo genre, you know. This one does end on a positive note as well.
For all the times that I hated and all the weekends I wasted, you know I wouldn't change a thing.
I don't know, maybe it's because I like the Modern Baseball song a lot, but I like this one. It's probably my favourite one off the demo. The lyrics just kind of stand out a bit more, I guess, compared to some of the earlier tracks. And it's the closing track on the demo, and I feel like Redone is a really good closing track on sports, but it's in the middle somewhere instead. I feel like it will just be better at the end. It's a good way to wrap up everything, you know? Redone. So redo, redone. I'm like, you know. I can't say for sure how important these guys were paying attention to the track list. That might just be a coincidence. It does feel like a little conclusion to the demo, whether intentional or not. Well, that's it. 6 tracks, 7 copies. Yeah, so let's how did this happen? Let's try and figure out what happened. So again, there's not too much information online, it's just a lot of speculation. So I'll try my best to knock out a few of the ideas that people have. So I'll do my best to kind of cut through the bullshit. The story I believe that makes the most sense is that Mum Jeans had absolutely no idea that they were going to blow up as quickly as they did. Even when they were recording Best Buds, I've seen them talking themselves about how they were just doing a fun little album. They weren't taking it too seriously. They were just doing songs that they thought would be fun to perform and songs that they enjoyed making. So I don't believe that these guys had any ill intent by copying these songs. I don't think they were trying to rip them off or anything. And listen, pretty much every band, every songwriter you can think of has started off making songs like this, even if it's subconsciously. And as well, when you start learning guitar, what's the first thing you do? You learn some of your favourite songs, or any instrument for that matter. So it makes sense that these guys used the songs as a blueprint and then built their own stuff on top of that. I guarantee you, most of your favourite bands started off like this. Shit, even rappers and stuff, they start off rapping over established beats and kind of borrowing flows and whatnot. Even Kendrick Lamar has done this, and he spoke about it as well.
My wagon song, y'all probably can look it up on YouTube too.
Oh, really? Oh!
Oh my God.
It's called Bitch, I'm in the Club.
I'm in the club with the homies. Tell me what's good.
You just know the level of reach that I was doing when I wrote the record. From what was playing on the radio to what was on TV.
The influence, man. Was Lil Wayne running radio around that time?
Definitely.
Usually this stuff doesn't get online though. I mean, they're practice songs, right? Why would you upload them online unless it's to be like, oh, hey, this is us fucking around when we were younger. That's where the kind of grey area begins. How did this demo get released? Because there was a cassette sold of this. They printed a cassette and they printed CDs and stuff, and you could buy them on their Bandcamp. You can't see them now, but using the Wayback Machine, you can see all of these listed. And at no point does it say, hey, these are reworks of Modern Baseball songs or anything like that. They're just sold as Mum Jeans songs. To be fair, they're only to $3 to $4, so I doubt they were making too much bank off this, and like I said, they were very small back then. But things do start to get a bit weird when you consider that they were selling all these songs on a tape. But like I said earlier, Brand themselves has come forward and said that they have no ill will against Mum Jeans. Apparently after Mum Jeans explained the situation, it all made sense. So I can only assume they had a pretty decent excuse for this. I say excuse, but it could be anything. Someone even had an idea that they had a writer who like stole the songs, but I don't think they did. I'm pretty sure like they were just on themselves. I don't think they hired a writer who then just stole them, but that doesn't make any sense. Even so, releasing this on the internet and not being clear what you're doing, it's gonna rub people the wrong way. But whatever it is, I'm absolutely fascinated by it. As soon as I heard about this tape, I listened to it and was laughing and like, just like, oh my god, this is crazy. It's like an alternative universe where somehow Mum Jeans wrote all the modern baseball classic songs. It's great. I know bands cover each other quite a lot, but reworks? That's the first I've heard of it. I want to hear more reworks. What if Modern Baseball had their own twin-size mattress or Front Bottoms had their own redo? Like, fuck it, everyone cover redo. I want to hear the song, you know, not cover, sorry, rebuilt, not covered. Wouldn't that be incredible? As for Mum Jeans, when Best Buds was released, everyone loved it. Despite my feelings on it, it's a very popular album. And plenty of people have said it's what got them into kind of emo music and DIY stuff. Like, that's just wonderful, that's brilliant. And look, I know after Best Buds it's been a little bit ropey. Most notably this year, they removed their guitarist after being accused of a whole heap of shit on Twitter. I was going to bring this up earlier, but I didn't really feel the need to. Quite simply, this guy was just not part of the band when this demo was recorded, or even during Best Buds. He joined way later in 2016, and by most accounts he was a touring member, wasn't fully involved with the band from what I understand. So I feel like it's not too necessary to delve into that. Plus I don't want to throw more wood into the fire. So all I'm going to say is that the band felt it was appropriate to remove this member of the band. They know more about the situation than me, so I'll just accept that it was the right call. And I'm going to be honest with you, after listening to this tape, it's made me like Best Buds more. On the album I can hear the Front Bottoms and Modern Baseball inspirations, as well as various other bands. But it is definitely their own thing. They went from copying songs to creating their own songs, and now people are covering those songs and probably using them as a base work to create their own songs themselves. Maybe there's a band out there that's forging their own Frankenstein version of like Vape Nation and Edward 40 Hands. This song's probably going to be fucking terrible, but maybe it'll lead them to creating an even better song, and maybe becoming one of the best bands out there. And ain't that wonderful? What a grand circle of life this is. And you can definitely hear those twangy chords that will later be used in Best Buds to great effect. So yeah, recording this demo probably helped the creation of the best songs from that album. However, as it stands, Mum Jeans' dirty laundry has been exposed to the world. For better or for worse, so in my opinion, let's lock this one away for now. Let's lock it away and forget about it. I'm sure the band will appreciate it. In fact, maybe it's worth destroying it. That way no one can ever hear it again. What to do with you, eh?
Ah, there you are, boy. I've come for what's mine. Give me my record back.
No, it should be destroyed, hidden away from the world.
Well, it's filth. It's rotten. It should be in my rotten collection.
No, it should be hidden away from the world. No one deserves to see this. The band doesn't deserve it. They don't know what they're doing.
Give me the tape.
It was never supposed to be seen.
No! I crawled through sewage to find that.
You know the full thing's on YouTube, right?
What the hell is YouTube? Fine, but when I get home, I'm going to go on this YouTube and I'm going to listen to that tape.
Go for it, I don't care. But one thing you could do is subscribe to my YouTube. It seems a large number of you guys are not subscribed to my channel, but you are watching my videos. So make sure to subscribe and then hit the bell. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This one was a little bit different for me to make, but I had fun making it and I bashed it out pretty quickly. So there might be a few mistakes here and there. God, I'm out of breath and I've literally moved one step and I'm fucking huffing and puffing. It's not good, is it? If you like this video, make sure to check out my Uncle Adam's video. If you want a shorter one, watch my New Radicals one. I'm going to be making more stuff soon. Video already planned and ran out, so it should be out soon. Like me on Twitter and Patreon and all that shit.